Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm your girl Shay Blanco. Today's video is going to be a chit chat video just discussing what to expect from cosmetology school. So go ahead and subscribe and we're just going to jump right into it. So I took a few notes prior to making this video just so I can stay on task. I broke this video down in 3 categories. The first one being, pros, the cons, and then just the facts of the matter. The first thing that you have to know or really do is you have to research. You have to do your research. You have to know what program you want to be in. You have to know what it is that you yourself want to do. You really have to know if this is something that you really want to do and if you're passionate about it. If you're not passionate about it, I kid you not, you are not going to go far. And that's with anything or any type of success career-wise. If you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to do your best and you're not going to put forth the efforts that's needed to really live the lifestyle or have the income or really have an abundant life. Not even dealing with just material things, but you're really not going to have an abundant life doing something that you just think is alright, or you doing it just because you can't be at your mama's house. I mean, you got to survive, don't get me wrong, but just get a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't spend your money on a trade that is very specific career-wise, and you don't even want to have anything to do with it. So just go get a 9 to 5, think on what it is that you want to do, and then go from there. So that's that. That's first things first, okay? Secondly, be aware of your program expectations. A master cosmetologist program means that you will be doing everything under the sun as it pertains to beauty except for barbering. You're going to be doing hair, you're going to be focusing on skin, nails, pedicures, you're going to learn theory, cutting, coloring, and most of that has to deal with hair. So if you just want to focus on skincare, go to esthetician schools. If you just want to focus on nails and feet and pedicures, go to a nail school, but do not go to a don't enroll in a master cosmetologist program and only want to do makeup. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even going to work like that, and you are really going to waste a lot of time because the master cosmetologist program is really going to focus on hair. Like, it's going to focus on hair. So just understand what program you're getting yourself into. Lay out some questions that you know you already want to have. School schedule, part-time, full-time scheduling options, program options, whether if they do offer a master cosmetology program, an esthetician program, or just a nail tech program. All schools do not offer all 3. Now, when you do go enroll in a master cosmetologist program, they're not going to teach you how to lay a lace front. They're not going to teach you how to lay a closure. They're going to teach you the basics. They're going to teach you anatomy. They're going to teach you the basic cut, which is a blunt, 0 degree, which is a blunt cut, 90 degree, 45 degree haircut. That's it. They're not going to teach you nail design. They're going to teach you a shape. They're going to teach you application, and they're really going to focus on if you know your measurements for color or any type of chemical services. But as far as what's now and what's trending, don't think that you're going to go to school and learn how to braid. Don't think you're going to go to school and learn, like I said, how to lay a lace front. It's not going to happen unless you rub shoulders with somebody who already got it. They're not going to teach you the trends. I mean that. Like, and that's because that's what got me. I'm thinking, okay, when I go to cosmetology school, I'm gonna learn how to lay a lace front, I'm gonna learn how to lay a closure, I'm gonna learn how to do feed and braids, I'm gonna learn how to do all that. No, I had to learn from my homegirl, my homeboy. Like, I had to learn from, I had to specifically ask the educator after I was done with my theory, after I was done with the day's assignment as far as practical work. How do I get this curl to go that way? How do I get my braid to do this? How do I get this lace to stay down like that? Like, if it's not in the curriculum, it's not priority. That's all I'm gonna say. So they're only going to teach you the basics and the necessities that you need to be licensed in your state. I feel it's very imperative to when you are enrolling in cosmetology school is understanding the different categories that fall under cosmetology. So just a quick little recap. You have your Master Cosmetologist program, and then you have an esthetician program, you have a nail tech program, and then you have a barbering program. You are going to have to dedicate time that you will not be getting paid for at all whatsoever. Sometimes success, or really all the time in success, you have to make a sacrifice. That was just one of the sacrifices, was to really make sure you can dedicate that time to go to school and be there on time, because attendance is key. I'm going to go into I'll do the cons, just so I can get those out of the way. So my first con in my experience was that it was very high schoolish to me. When I first got there, I was so excited. I was on time every day. I was just glad to be doing what I knew I should have been doing to begin with. I quit my 9 to 5 on a Friday. I was enrolled and started classes the following Monday. So I was ready. I've been ready. I was so ready and I was so excited, but shortly after I enrolled, it was kind of like, oh, I feel like I am back in high school. And I want to say it's because it's a lot of females, but I don't even want to use that excuse. But at the end of the day, it was a lot of females. It was a lot of drama. It was a lot of competition, and there was a lot of cultural and age differences. In my class specifically, I had a young lady who was, 16 when she started the program, because she came from a different country and she was already done with high school, but she was 16 years old. And then I want to say that their ages were like 60 something, 50 or 60 something. So you got a 16-year-old and a 60-something-year-old in your class, and everything else that falls in between. So just imagine, this person thinks they know more than the other. This person is trying to out-educate the educator. This person is just over-talking. This person has drama dealing with nothing about school. So it's just a lot of stuff that you just really have to tune out. It's so catty. It's just it was very catty, and it got to a point where it was just like, you just couldn't wait to get it over with. But even on days I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, that's the only thing that kept me motivated, on top of the fact that it was being paid for, and I quit my job. And I can't even just come in here and just let a little bit of drama that has nothing to do with me affect or drain me to the point where I'm not doing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. So that's that on that. Okay, so another con was that, I think I mentioned it earlier, was that you just weren't getting paid. I was not in a position to not be getting paid. I'm just gonna be completely honest. Like, I was there from Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and I have a child. So being a mom and trying to do what it is that I have to do to meet my household halfway, it just got really, really hard. And that was the only really discouraging factor to me. It's just really not getting paid and just really being there. But at the end of the day, you have to have a strong mindset and a strong support system. Even if you don't have a strong support system, again, you have to sacrifice certain things to be successful and in order to have the lifestyle and abundance that you want to have. So that was discouraging to me, but again, it still motivated me because I was there for a reason and I had a sole purpose to fulfill. That was it for the cons. Like, everything else, you're good. So my pros would be, I left off on speaking about how you only learn the basics. At first I didn't like that, but then once I started getting into it and they make you and force you to start from scratch, you really appreciate that like so much more, because I'm the type of person, I have to know why it is I'm doing something before I just do it. Like, I have to know the why before the how. Like, I got to know, why am I mixing these two together? Why do I have to have 30 developers instead of 10 developers? So it's certain things that you just have to start from scratch from, and it humbles you when they start you off from the basics, because if you think you know something, you might have been doing it wrong your entire life And had you not gone through just doing the basics, you probably would have met somebody all the way up later on down the line just because you thought that you knew it all. No, you didn't. So I like the fact that they start you off with the basics and they really make sure that you get that under your belt before they move you forward with any other advanced work or any advanced questions that you may have. They might ask you, like, you know, run that all the way back from the beginning so I can see how it is that you got here to this point. So the pros of hair school helped me build my people skills. I'm an introvert, so talking to people and having small talk and I don't know, just being social with strangers, I'm not really good at. I've never been good with being social. Like, I'm a socially awkward person because I spend a lot of time alone. You will learn very quickly that your mouthpiece is what's gonna get you a lot of money in this industry. You could honestly mess up on somebody here over and over again in the beginning. People gonna let you mess up on them in the beginning only because they like your energy, they like your conversation, they like your positivity. So if they know that they can get a good little tea session with you, you know, and while they get their hair mediocrely styled, they'll do that. People will let you not do the best work on them if you have really good people skills, and if your energy is good, or if you're positive, or if you have exceptional customer service, or if you're even just honest with them. Like, they'll keep coming to you if your communication skills are up to par. But once you get out there in the real deal, in the real field, and you have a solid mouthpiece, you have solid customer service skills, your energy is up, and you know what you're doing, and your skill level is up to par, you know, I feel like like cosmetology school will set you up for success in those terms. So yeah, having a good mouthpiece is something I definitely learned while I was in cosmetology school. Another pro was to just really have creative freedom. I've always had like a conservative style, never really dove into hair color or cutting my hair all crazy, or, you know what I'm saying, I've always loved to look at it, but just doing it on myself, no. I still didn't do it on myself, but it just gave me more creative freedom. Like, everything I thought of, everything I used to see and thought was just so beautiful and so creative and so just dope and fly, I was able to have creative freedom in doing that and expressing myself. Another pro for me, which is major, I really learned a lot about entrepreneur. I knew what it was about being a boss. Before, it was just kind of like scary. But once you take that leap of faith and you're in it, it's like your mindset has to change drastically. And you're now having to keep up with it. You get what I'm saying? Like, when you become an entrepreneur, your mindset can't be on going to the club. Your mindset can't be on going to the hookah bar. Your mindset can't be on what he or she is doing. It solely has to be on you, and your focus becomes different, because at this point, nothing is guaranteed. When you are working at a 9-to-5 or just having a standard job working for someone else, that money was guaranteed. Being an entrepreneur, you don't ever know when your next is coming. And I mean that in all aspects. You don't know when your next win is gonna come, and you don't know when your next L is gonna happen. So I feel like being an entrepreneur keeps you on your toes, but it's such a rush, and it's so strategic, and it's so rewarding when you take a win. And sometimes it's still rewarding when you take an L, because if you take an L, it's just kind of like, you know what not to do now. So now that you know what not to do, you have no choice but to do better and be better and do what you need to do to recoup any type of loss that you've encountered. So I feel like going to cosmetology school has definitely improved my entrepreneurship skills, my mindset, and I just feel like I've grown since, you know, enrolling in cosmetology school. I feel like I've grown since I stepped out on faith and am now doing what I feel like I want to do for myself and for my family, and what I feel is going to bring success to me. And it might not be a lot of money at first, but you know, as I'm in it, like, you start to see things just happen. And it's only because, again, like I said in the beginning, you have to understand and know for yourself that this is something that you really, really, really want to do for you and not for anybody else, not based off of any situation, not based off of what your friends is doing, not based off of what your mama think you should be doing or anything like that. It has to solely come from you. So yeah, that concludes this video on what to expect from cosmetology school. I hope you guys took something away from this video that will help you in the long run. Share this with a friend, like my video, subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, let me know. I love to interact with you all. If you all have been to cosmetology school, let's share and just talk about our experiences. Thank you all for tuning in, and until the next time, see you later.